Welcome to Cat Chat, brought to you by Vangos alongside Brice Burge. I'm Pete Francis. And Brice, the Wildcats traveled to Allendale and they found out why the Lakers were the #1 team in the nation.
Yeah, Pete, it was a tough 28-7 loss. I was hoping that the Wildcats were going to do something different this week, and they found new ways to make the same mistakes. Unfortunately, the Wildcats had another tough first quarter, and they really paid for it, as 21 out of the 28 points that the Lakers scored had drives that started in the first quarter. Also, there was a lot of injury issues. Kopak, forward, and Branchow for a little bit in that first quarter all had issues throughout the games. Kopak and forward, we're still trying to figure out what's going on with them, but we wish them the best of health, and Branchow was able to come back, so that's good.
Yeah, Brice, offensively, we saw a lot of guys get playing time who haven't seen much this year.
Yeah, Philippe Smith, the running back from Central Florida that transferred up here, he had 15 rushes for 50 yards. We also saw Jacob Hicks, the backup quarterback. He played the entire second half and looked very, very good for not having very much playing time this year. He went 5 for 11 with 6 yards of rushing. He got sacked twice, but when you're going up against a team like Grand Valley, that's not a big deal. Also, we saw a couple of trick plays. Brandon Van Effen was able to score 34 yards on a fake punt, and Tony Aubrey had his first passing attempt as a Wildcat as he got his design throw towards Christian Marble King, and honestly, I thought there was pass interference on that call, so technically that should have been at least a first down for the Wildcats, but these guys really stepped up when they needed to, as well as many of the other Wildcat players.
Yeah, Brice, it was a 28-7 game, but the Cats played even with the Lakers in the second half, and it looks like there are some things to build on.
That's right, Pete. There's lots of things that you can always build on when you're playing a team like Grand Valley, no matter how weak they are this year, because they're still an undefeated team and viewed very highly across the country. And that was one of the biggest things that they can really work on is something that we alluded to in the first point, was that they had found a new way to get down in the first quarter, and that new way was getting too excited. These guys were really pumped up for this game. They wanted to go and show what they could have, and so they got too excited. You saw that with Scott's kick return, where the ball was obviously going out of bounds. He catches the ball, not even sure if he actually had possession of it as he runs out of bounds, but because he touches it, it's Wildcat ball at 15 instead of 40. Another thing is a lot of the tackling. These guys got so excited they want to land the big hits, and then a small sidestep, then you get into a bad arm tackling situation. But if that's your biggest problem, like this was, that they could control, then that's a really good situation for the Wildcats, because that's a halftime adjustment, that's a quarter adjustment. And you saw that because the Wildcats were able to then stop for pretty much 3 full quarters the offensive attack by Grand Valley.
Yeah, Brice, now the Cats are back home, and they're taking on a pretty solid Ferris State team. How do you see this game shaking out?
Well, Ferris State looks more solid on paper than they actually are. I mean, they're currently undefeated in GLIAC play, but their opponents that they beat have combined for a 4-25 record. 2 of those victories came when those teams played each other. One came against NAIA alone when they played Tiffin, and the other one was Saginaw Valley last week when they beat Michigan Tech for their homecoming victory. And they've got a really good quarterback. His name's Tom Schneider. A solid player, but we'll see what happens, because they have kind of a similar style that Northern has picked up. And I'm pretty sure this defense can take care of them. And the other thing, too, is that their penalties have gotten so much better with the Wildcats. Ferris State has a way to get caught offsides and all that other kind of stuff and make sloppy penalties. When this last week Northern went 4 for 27, in all actuality it was 3 for 22 because they willingly took a delay a game penalty to give Garrett Peck some more punting room. So 3 for 22 in penalty yards is great, and we'll really see what this Wildcat offense can do, especially if they've got to play with Hicks this week, and they'll still win this game.
Well, hopefully the team can get back on track this weekend. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Sean Kelly will join me to discuss opening weekend for the NMU hockey team. Stay tuned.
Attention Wildcat fans! Vango's, the longest-running pizza parlor in Marquette, is a proud supporter of Cat Chat. Located on 3rd Street, Vango's is your neighborhood bar and restaurant with takeout and delivery. Open 7 days a week, Vango's specializes in only the freshest ingredients. From the dough to the pizza sauce made from scratch, Vango's uses the freshest vegetables for all pizzas, soups, salads, and specials, and has the best homemade food in town. Vango's, come taste the difference.
I just saved $44 on 3 of my family's medications with the MKS Prescription Saving Card.
Stop into your nearby Snyder Drug and start saving with the MKS Prescription Savings Plan.
Hi, I'm Northern Michigan University head hockey coach Walt Kyle, and you're watching Cat Chat.
Welcome back. Joining me now is our hockey analyst, Sean Kelly. And Sean, the hockey team opened up the season on Friday, but unfortunately suffered a heartbreaking loss to Michigan Tech.
That's right. The Wildcats took on the Michigan Tech Huskies at the Barry Event Center on Friday night, and the game started out well. They scored the first 2 goals, the first by Justin Florek and the second by Tyler Grahn, both early in the first period, and they jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead. But a 5-minute major got Tech right back into the game as they scored 2 power play goals on the 5-minute major to have the game tied at 2. Tech would take the lead 3-2, but Northern answered back with a goal by Andrew Chernichan to tie it at 3. And as the game went into overtime, Michigan Tech scored the game winner with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, lost on Friday, Sean, and things didn't get much better on Saturday.
That's right, Pete. The game on Saturday was pretty ugly for the Cats as they managed 1 shot in the first period, and that came from center ice. Minnesota Duluth jumped out early in the first with a goal 51 seconds into the game. They would add a few more, and Northern did mount a late comeback with 2 goals from Andrew Fernandez in the third period, but it wasn't enough as Minnesota Duluth won 3-2 on Saturday.
Yeah, Sean, one other positive you can take from Saturday's game, though, was Jared Carew in relief of Reed Ellingson.
That's right. Carew looked very good, stopping 11 shots in the third period in relief of Reed Ellingson. It was a good experience for the freshman getting in net, and he probably did earn some trust from Walt Kyle, and we'll get a few more starts here down the stretch.
Well, Sean, not much turnaround time for the team as now on Tuesday they have to face Michigan Tech in Houghton.
That's right. It's going to be another rematch, another game within 5 days against the Michigan Tech Huskies, this time in Houghton, and the Cats going to be looking for some revenge. The Cats got to come out better than they did Saturday against Duluth, and if they don't stand a chance against Tech.
Well, hopefully the team can extract some revenge on Tuesday. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Brice Burge will be joined by Caitlin Glendenning and Rosie Pruzinsky of the soccer team. Stay with us.
Attention Wildcat fans! Vango's, the longest-running pizza parlor in Marquette, is a proud supporter of Cat Chat. Located on 3rd Street, Vango's is your neighborhood bar and restaurant with takeout and delivery. Open 7 days a week, Vango's specializes in only the freshest ingredients. From the dough to the pizza sauce made from scratch, Vango's uses the freshest vegetables for all pizzas, soups, salads, and specials, and has the best homemade food in town. Vango's, come taste the difference.
And welcome back to Cat Chat. Right now, there are 2 wonderful people from the women's soccer team with us today, Caitlin Glendenning and Rosie Pruzinsky. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
All right, you guys lost 2 games this weekend, first 2 losses of the year. Tell me what happened.
Well, we played Findlay on Friday, and it was quite the battle. Very physical game. We stayed with them for the first half. We were tied, and they just kind of managed to get a pretty good goal on us in the second half, and we just weren't quite able to recover.
Tiffin, we played today, and first half wasn't as good as we could have played, but the second half was 100 times better. So, I mean, looking into going into next weekend, it should be good. I think we'll recover.
All right. Now, this program was nationally ranked for the first time this year. What does that do for the team?
It's awesome. It's awesome to be getting some of that recognition. We're very excited about it, but at the same time, we can't get too wrapped up in it. Can't get, too worried if we fall out of the rankings. We're just going to take it game by game and do our thing.
Now, one of the cool things that happens when you get the national respect is that you also get the respect here at home. With this last game against Tiffin, you guys have well exceeded your attendance record from last year and the year before that. Also, there's a student fan group that comes and cheers you guys on. What is it like to have that home support this year that you really haven't had in years past?
It's awesome just to know that we have the support of the school, the support of fans, and it's great to know that people care about the soccer program here now.
All right. Now, you guys are actually going to do something later today that not a lot of other teams typically do, but it's been kind of a tradition with the soccer team, and that's celebrate the Canadian Thanksgiving. Why celebrate the Canadian Thanksgiving?
Well, in previous years, we've had players on our team that are from Canada, and this year, Ann Spears, she's a senior. She's from Canada, and last year her parents came up and we celebrated it, and so we're doing it again this year, and it's fun. We, get together, eat some good food, and celebrate the season so far.
Okay, now, tough road trip. Next 2 weekends against a bunch of the very tough GLIAC North teams, including this Friday's game in Allendale against Grand Valley State, a team that you guys beat 1-0 in overtime up here, ended their big conference winning streak in the regular season. They're going to be wanting some redemption. So what are you guys going to have to do to pull out this victory?
We are going to definitely have to play some tough defense and possess the ball, pass it around, and hopefully score some goals and not let them. We're looking forward to it. A little bit of pressure, but it's not too bad. We just want to go do our thing and hopefully come out with some wins.
Okay. That will be it for this week's Cat Chat. We want to thank Caitlin and Rosie for stopping by, as well as all of our other analysts. Before we go, a quick shout out to the women's volleyball team, who remained undefeated with their Ohio road trip. They will be preparing for the GLIAC GLVC crossover tournament this weekend, and you will be able to read up on that on the Cat Chat website as soon as the schedule comes out. For all of us at Cat Chat, thank you and have a good day.